All right, knowledge seekers. Today, we're going to strap in for a deep dive into Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
You've sent us, well, a ton of information.
Mm-hmm.
Their Q3 report, earnings call transcript,
Lots to look at.
analyst ratings, even some news articles.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's unpack this and figure out, should we be buying Tesla stock right now? What do you think?
Yeah, it is a really, really interesting time for Tesla, I think. I think going beyond just sort of the headlines and really seeing what is actually driving their performance and what it means for investors, that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's start with the headline news. Tesla just had a record-breaking Q3 with both deliveries and profitability. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, they delivered more cars than ever before.
Really?
And made a very hefty profit while doing it. And I think what's so fascinating here is that they're pulling this off while other automakers are really struggling in this kind of tough market.
So how are they managing to defy gravity like that?
Well, I think there's a couple things working in their favor.
Okay.
First, they've tapped into a wider market by strategically lowering prices on some models. So that's attracting more buyers, even with all the, concerns about a slowing economy.
Okay, so even with those price cuts, they're still making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Their operating cash flow hit an all-time high, over $6 billion.
Exactly. That tells us they're managing their money really well, generating a huge amount of cash that they can then use to fuel all their future plans.
And speaking of future plans, their energy storage business is booming too.
Mm-hmm.
Huge demand for those megapacks and power walls. Are those things going to be everywhere pretty soon?
They are really taking off. Yeah, and it goes to show that, they're not just an electric car company anymore. Like, their energy solutions are becoming a major part of their story.
Yeah.
And a potential, gold mine as the world shifts toward renewable energy.
Okay, so we've got record deliveries and profits, amazing. But there's this interesting, twist. Average selling prices actually fell in Q3 because Tesla's offering more incentives
Right.
to buyers.
Yeah, and it's a sign that even Tesla isn't immune to the pressures of competition.
Yeah.
They're having to work a little harder to attract buyers, especially with, all these new players like Rivian and Lucid entering the scene.
So it's kind of like a mixed bag,
Yeah,
record-breaking performance, but also some signs that, the market's tightening up a bit.
exactly. And that's where I think the real analysis comes in. What does this mean for investors who are considering, buying Tesla stock?
Yeah, is it a buy or not?
That's the question.
Right. Well, let's look at what the experts are saying.
Okay.
The analysts seem pretty bullish on Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them have actually raised their price targets after the Q3 report.
True.
So they're saying it's going up.
But there's a catch.
Oh.
Their average price target is still below Tesla's current stock price.
Oh, okay. So the market's a little bit ahead of itself.
Yeah, are investors maybe getting a little overly optimistic here?
Maybe so. It does seem like this tension between Tesla's, incredible performance and the fact that the market might be pricing in even more growth than is realistic.
Right.
So before we get into Tesla's future plans and the challenges they're facing, we got to talk about, I guess, kind of the elephant in the room here.
Okay.
Elon Musk's very public support for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And, well, Trump looks like he's going to win the presidency again. Does that raise some eyebrows?
It definitely adds another layer of complexity to the Tesla story.
Yeah.
We have to consider how this political alignment might impact the company, especially when it comes to, potential regulatory changes and just public perception,
Yeah.
Some investors might be concerned about, potential controversy.
Right. And speaking of controversy, let's move on to some of Tesla's big bets for the future. Starting with the Cybertruck. They're aiming for massive production numbers, at least 2 million units annually, and maybe even as high as 4 million.
Wow.
Those are big numbers.
Yeah.
It's a gamble, right? But if it pays off, Tesla could dominate a whole new segment of the market.
Those are some pretty ambitious targets, especially for a vehicle as, well, unconventional as the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
It's a gamble. But if it pays off, Tesla could just dominate a whole new segment of the market.
It's not just about selling trucks, right? The Cybertruck is a key piece of Tesla's plan to launch a robo-taxi fleet. So, break that down for us. What is that?
Yeah, so Tesla's aiming to build this whole network of self-driving taxis.
Okay.
And they see the Cybertruck as a perfect fit for that,
I
right?
fancy that.
Yeah, it's durable, the design is like heavy duty, and it probably has the potential for like really low operating costs, right? So it makes it ideal for those like ride-hailing services, the ones that are using it a lot.
Yep. Yeah.
Really heavy use.
And they're not wasting any time, right? Tesla is aiming to roll these robotaxis out in California and Texas next year.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a bold move, considering all the regulatory hurdles they're going to have to face.
Yeah, you're right. Getting approval for fully autonomous vehicles on public roads is a big challenge,
Yeah.
but Tesla's pushing ahead. They believe that their full self-driving system, or FSD as they call it, is advanced enough to handle it.
Okay, so I know there are a lot of skeptics out there
Yeah.
who question, Tesla's claims about FSD and how good it really is. Where do things stand with that?
Well, they actually addressed some of those concerns in the earnings call. Elon Musk claims that they've made significant progress with FSD.
Yeah.
He actually cited a 100x improvement in the miles driven between what they call critical interventions since the beginning of the year.
Wow. Okay.
So that suggests their system is becoming more reliable.
Okay, but reliability is just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
There are also questions about safety, public acceptance, and then, of course, the regulations.
Absolutely. And it's a complex landscape.
Yeah.
But Tesla's taking, I think, a smart approach. They're rolling out these 30-day trials of FSD to give people a chance to experience it firsthand. And they're also working closely with regulators to show, demonstrate the safety and all that.
So it's like a kind of a multi-pronged approach.
Yeah.
Okay. So they've got the Cybertruck, the robotaxi ambitions, and then there's this other whole layer to their future plans, right?
Right.
Optimus, the humanoid robot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Musk seems to think it could be even more valuable than their cars.
Yeah, it's definitely one of their more ambitious, maybe even far-fetched bets.
Yeah.
But, you can't dismiss Tesla's ability to just, push the boundaries of technology.
Yep.
They're making real progress, especially with, Optimus's dexterity and ability to do these, really complex tasks. It's amazing.
Yeah, I saw those videos. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
But how does a humanoid robot even fit into their strategy?
that's a good question.
Is it just a cool side project, or is it something more?
Hard to say for sure, but Musk really envisions this, this Optimus playing a role in everything from manufacturing and logistics to home assistance and even companionship. I mean, it's a long-term bet, but if they pull it off, it could be massive.
Okay, so let's bring it back down to earth for a minute.
Fair.
We've talked a lot about the future, all these grand plans,
Right.
but what about the more immediate challenges they're facing?
Well, one of the big issues that they're grappling with is the long wait times at their service centers. It's become a real complaint, with Tesla owners.
Yeah, I've heard these stories about people waiting weeks or even months to get repairs.
Yeah.
So what is Tesla doing about that?
Well, they admit it's a problem, and they actually outlined some plans during their earnings call to improve the situation. So their strategies include being more proactive, catching issues at the factory level, expanding their service center capacity, and figuring out ways to make their service centers run more efficiently.
So they're really trying to improve that experience, right?
Yeah,
Which I guess is crucial for customer satisfaction.
exactly.
But what about the financial side of things? We know they had this record-breaking quarter, but can they sustain that?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're facing some headwinds. Increased competition, interest rates are rising. There's potential economic uncertainty out there.
And we can't forget, the potential impact of a Trump presidency. I mean, some investors might be a little hesitant to put their money in a company so closely associated with Trump.
Right. It's true.
Yeah.
That's a wild card that could affect investor sentiment.
Yeah.
But, on the positive side, Tesla's debt has been steadily decreasing.
Oh.
So that's a good sign, right? They're investing heavily in areas like AI and battery technology, which could really pay off in the long run.
So that's where they're putting their money.
Yeah.
Interesting. Speaking of battery technology, Tesla's been touting their 4680 battery cell as a game changer. So what's the latest on that?
Well, they revealed that it's getting close to cost competitiveness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they think it could actually soon be the cheapest battery cell in North America once you factor in all the costs, including incentives and duties.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can achieve that, That gives them a big advantage.
Huge. It would allow them to like reduce the price of their vehicles even further,
Right.
making them more accessible to, more people.
But they're not putting all their eggs in the 4680 basket, are they?
No, no, they're still sourcing batteries from other companies.
But,
It's a smart strategy. It mitigates their risk and helps them keep up with, their production plans.
so they're hedging their bets a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've seen Tesla's amazing Q3 performance, their bold vision for the future, and, well, some of the challenges that they're facing.
Mm-hmm.
So for someone who's thinking about investing in Tesla,
Oh,
what's the takeaway?
that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
It's a great question, and one that we're going to like delve into even more in the final part of our deep dive. We're going to analyze the key factors that you should consider, weigh the risks and the rewards, and help you decide if Tesla stock is the right fit for your portfolio.
Okay.
But before we wrap up this part, I want to just remind everyone that we're doing this deep dive for you, our amazing listeners.
Yes.
So if you're finding this information valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell icon so you don't miss the final part of this episode where we'll really break down, everything you need to know about investing in Tesla.
We will see you there. All right, welcome back to the final part of our Tesla deep dive. We've talked about a lot. There are record Q3, robo-taxis, even humanoid robots.
It's been a wild ride.
It has been. But now it's time to answer that big question. Is Tesla stock a buy?
The moment of truth. Well, we've analyzed everything, their performance, future plans, the challenges, so I think we can make sense of this company,
Yeah, it's complex.
Very.
All right, so let's start with the positive, like the bull case.
Yeah.
What are the arguments for investing in Tesla?
Well, I mean, the most compelling one is just their growth. It's incredible.
It is.
They keep defying expectations, more cars, more profit. It's like they've tapped into this huge market and their brand, I mean, nobody can touch their brand in the EV space.
And they're pioneers, right?
Yeah.
Electric powertrain, self-driving, battery production, and that 4680 battery cell. I mean, if they can hit those cost savings, that's a game changer.
Absolutely. It's not just assembling cars. They're building a whole ecosystem, electric and autonomous transportation,
Yeah. And their energy storage business, that's another big thing.
Right.
As we shift to renewable energy, I mean, that's going to be huge.
Okay, so lots to be excited about. But what about the risks, the downsides?
Well, competition, that's a big one. The EV market is getting crowded. You've got, the big guys, Ford, GM, they're ramping up their electric stuff. And then you've got, Rivian, Lucid going after that high-end market that Tesla's had to themselves for so long.
Yeah. And then there's, the Trump presidency. I mean, his policies, they could be better for the traditional automakers, not so much for Tesla.
Yeah, fuel economy standards, EV incentives, all that's all up in the air.
Right.
And, Musk's alignment with Trump, that's a bit of a wild card.
Double-edged sword, right.
Yeah, it could help them, but it could also alienate customers, make them a target.
Yeah, interesting. And then there's valuation, right? Tesla's stock, I mean, it's trading at a premium. Some analysts think it's overvalued. Yeah, are they pricing in growth that just isn't going to happen? That's the question.
Right. Tesla's success, it all hinges on them delivering, the Cybertruck, the robo-taxis, Optimus. If those things don't happen, well, the stock could take a hit.
Absolutely. And then you have the operational stuff we talked about. Service centers, can they scale up production? Those are real concerns.
Yeah, Tesla's track record, I mean, it's a little mixed. Meeting deadlines, delivering on promises, not always their strong suit.
Right. They've overpromised and underdelivered a few times.
Right.
I think it's a mixed bag, like any investment. There are risks, there are rewards.
So bottom line, is Tesla stock a buy right now?
That's the million-dollar question. And there's no, easy answer. It depends.
On what?
Well, your goals, your risk tolerance. If you believe in Tesla's vision, you're in it for the long haul, you can handle the ups and downs, then yeah, maybe it's a good investment. But if you're looking for something safe, predictable, I think there are probably better options out there.
So it's not a yes or no, it's more nuanced than that.
Much more. And that's, I think, why we do this, right?
The deep dive.
Yeah, give you the information, the insights, so you can make your own informed decisions.
We've laid it all out there.
Mm-hmm.
The facts, the trends, the pros, the cons. Now it's up to you.
Exactly. But before you go, one last thing. If you liked this, if you want more, Hit that subscribe button, the bell icon.
Yeah, we love bringing you these deep dives, analyzing the companies, the trends that are shaping the world.
It's fascinating stuff.
It is. And we're committed to, bringing you high-quality content, stuff that's informative,
Right.
engaging. We want you to enjoy it. So join us. Let's explore. Let's discover. Let's dive into this world together.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, stay curious.